G'day leaders, Emil here from Performance by Design with your weekly Don't Leave Your Culture to Chance email with a personalised video directly related to our topic of this week's email, motivation. Now, a lot of clients and teams we're working with are reaching out asking, how do we spark up our team? We've been doing specific training sessions to ignite teams and get them feeling those great emotions of motivation, because it is a challenging time, particularly in Melbourne. It's cold, dead of winter, we're in big restrictions, we totally understand it. So this is really a specific video and weekly email around helping you find a spark to get your motivation back. And again, it's really important. Momentum plays a big role. So it's about taking that action, because we traditionally think of motivation sort of through this pattern here. And my audio book this week is The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F by Mark Hansen, I believe his name is, and he talks about this distinction, or this idea that motivation comes from first being inspired, then you have those great feelings of motivation, then you take action. He challenges us to consider that the better way to look at it is that motivation is something we create, okay? So it's more about action to inspiration to motivation. And the beautiful part about this in this sort of do principle he talks about is that the action is actually the ignition for the inspiration and the motivation, and it loops. So the more action we take, the more motivated, the more inspired we become, and the better we perform. That's really important, because there's a big threat to our performance right now, because feelings of disconnection and isolation might be creeping in, which is why we always say little and often connections. Reach out to your mates, little texts, how are you? The more little and often, the better, okay? Because remembering that the brain is always looking to put us in a safe position. It's always looking for danger. So from our biological ancestry, it's preventing us from taking action. That's why this loop is so key. So this week's email is designed from some of the world leaders in this space. There's some absolute words of wisdom from Brendan Bouchard. This is one of his. This is like poetry. This book. It's absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, I've pretty much, green highlighted every single page. But this is a great example of another trigger that I often use to get myself out of a funk, particularly in the afternoon, is I will get a book like this or whatever book I'm reading, and I might just put the timer on for 5 minutes and just read a couple of pages just to get the brain going again. But again, it's around taking that action, okay? Physical movement, the Superman pose. Research has shown that getting in that pose, shoulders back, stance, actually changes your physiology and your brain state, okay? So we've got to find ways to keep motivated. There's a great little video from Dr. Joe Dispenza. There's a great quote from, one of the godfathers of personal development in Zig Ziglar. There's some great stuff on parenting there and building a family mission to create motivation, and also ways to keep your kids motivated and put their best effort in, okay? So everything's wrapped around motivation this week, and hopefully it will spark you up. And the challenge we would like you to consider this week is go through the email and choose one thing. What's the one thing you're going to do on a daily basis from the email's learnings, or something else, okay? My particular morning routine is get up and get outside. Because I know if I get outside, I go into my gym area and I do my chin-ups, and I get the day started in a really good way, leads into my workout. By the time a little Bubs wakes up, I'm feeling great, I'm energized, and I'm ready to go, okay? But it's our job as individuals to build systems and structures, create triggers to keep that motivation, or at least spark it, because it's something that we create, okay? So if you've got any questions, comments, observations, or you need any help whatsoever, please reach out to us at PBD, here to support you through this journey. It's challenging times, but we're in this together. Remember, with your teams, little and often connections. The more connection points internally, the stronger you'll become, the more trust you'll build, and the more able you'll be able to manage this adversity. And the other thing we'd have you consider is maybe chuck in a bit of a weekly challenge with a teammate or a few people, or the team that you're in. That's a great way to stay and keep motivated, by taking action and reaching out to your teammates. So again, if you need any help whatsoever, please reach out to us at Performance by Design, and we'll see you soon.